Today on Uncommon the Good MTG, we're playing Chocobo Landfall. What does that mean? Well, chocobos are a kind of bird, and this thing is loaded with it. So not only is it a bird deck, but it's actually a chocobo tribal deck. And it's landfall, meaning that they react pleasantly to the soft pitter-patter of new lands hitting the battlefield. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the last scion of Clan McSuckit, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I am broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you tech I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta called Mono Green 46%. So it has a 46% win rate and is mono green. Now I played it, I know what this is. It's a Chocobo Landfall deck. That's what we're playing today. Chocobo Landfall. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk about how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so this is Chocobo Tribal, which means so it's mostly like Final Fantasy cards here. Let's just point out those Chocobos first. We got little tiny Chocobo that gets bigger with every landfall. Chocobo Kick, which then makes, you could do, your creatures can deal damage to a creature your opponent controls. If the spell is kicked, you can do twice as much damage. Ooh, that is nasty. You have to return a land, which is great because then you can drop it after that. This will put out a 2/2 bird that temporarily gets bigger by +1/+0. We got another, this puts out a 2/2 bird, which temporarily gets bigger. And at the beginning of your first main phase, if you control 4 more birds, you transform it into a black chocobo. And it gets temporarily larger as it goes out. All right, and you're going to start looking for lands with it or something. This guy just says you can start playing birds and lands off the top of your library. And if a land or bird you control enters the battlefield, it causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. You trigger it twice, an additional time. So that's fantastic. So we got lots of landfall triggers going on here when talking about that. Green spells cost less to play. And if one or more Popo counters we put on a creature control, you put twice that many Popo counters on that creature instead. So we got... We got tons of Popo counters being generated. We have twice the amount being generated. We could put even more on top of that. And lastly, it says that whenever this guy enters, each bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Not even fighting. It's just whatever your power is, straight on to another dude. Plus, I think because he's a bird, when he enters, that would cause it to occur twice. Twice that stuff will happen. We got a double drop land. We got some more double drop lands and even some more double drop lands. That all sounds great, doesn't it? And then regular lands right there. All right, so that's it. What are we going to do? We're going to put out, we've got lots of stuff at 1 or 2. So we'll get these guys out fast and hard. We'll be dropping lands like crazy. Pump. Fighting, just destroying other people's creatures that try to stand in our way. And then hopefully by mid-game, we have destroyed our opponent. That's it. That's the strategy right there. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, playing against LargeChrimbo. LargeChrimbo. That's a thing, apparently. All right, well, hopefully we can keep our Chocobo alive, because we need it. Suck it, Llanowar. All right, he's roots in it. Chocobo! Alright, got him down to 19. First blood. All right, we got a couple of nice kicks there. We could do it. We're all good to go. Pump, pump. Let's pump again. You can go ahead and draw something if you like. He's down to 14. We're still holding up high. We got another 2 pump on the next turn. Guy's looking for stuff. He doesn't care. He's just going to take it. Got lots of mana, though. Alright, you're out of mana. That's a chumper if I've ever seen one before. Let's drop it again. All right, Chocobo Kick. Audacity. Put on a little boy there. And take it in. All right, he's down to 8. Hopefully he doesn't have the removal. He can put out his Overlord now. That's it for him. Oh, we put it out slow. That's a funny way to move. I got trample, baby cakes. That's it. You're out of mana. All right, you're done. I guess you have the mana in those little guys right there, don't you? All right, we're going to Evolving Wilds. Pump, pump. And again. Let's give this a shot. He acts like he's got some controls in. Nope, he doesn't. There we go! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Victory. Alright, we were playing against KingMJay. No to dragons. Nothing to do for 1. I'll tell you, we'll put out this Chocobo. Alright, so got a little bit of land draw there. That's good. We got fight, if that's what we want to do. This deck's all about fighting. Because, you know, when you think of, like, little yellow birds, fighting is totally what's high on your list there. How? All right, you gonna put out a guy, or you just gonna wipe the board at some point? There's a guy. All right, so we can get into a fight. That'll be nice. Pump, pump! Pump, pump. All right, that's who we pick. Kill, kill. Look at that. We just slaughtered that guy. All right, he's down to 8. We're looking good. At least we know what he's doing now. He's trying to totally Hydra the place. I think Bushwhack might win the game for us. I mean, essentially, the Hydra deck is a combo deck. You know, you're trying to put out a bunch of mana, all the way you got to drop it. But now he doesn't have a Hydra out. What's he going to do with all of that mana drop he's working with? Yeah, dude, that's not going to win the game for you, is it? Pump, pump. All right, there we go. Now let's just go march over there and win this thing. Boom, boom. Goes the room. Boom, boom. Victory. All right, playing against Fairburne. Fairburne. Chocobo! I should have put out that guy first. Man, I don't do that. I always think about lands first. It's from... You first played Magic Card, that's how they taught you how to do it in the instructions. And that stuck with me. All right, Chocobo. Someone's going for a kick. Kick it. Get out of here, Giada. All right, these guys are looking good. Ride the Shoopuf is going to be fun. Shoop. Do this Shoop. He's grabbing somebody. I get to draw a card now. Cool. All right, I'm going to pop this out right there. Pop it. Fabled Passage. And again. All right, down to 5. Hopefully, I don't have any more creatures, so hopefully he doesn't eliminate it. You just got to chomp. Oh. Man, just take it. There's nothing to it. You take the Chocobo. Pop. Alright, we're getting our land going to String Green. Can I put out this other guy? I think I can. Welcome to the battlefield, Chocobo. We got 5. We got to get up to 7, which we have in our hands, so we can play the Shoop. Hopefully this guy's running out of things to do. Nope, he's just going to steal again. Pop, pop. Wonder Twin abilities. Activate. Form of a land. Alright, he's down to 4. We can actually activate the Shoop on this next turn. Alright, he's back up to 8. Come on, nothing to do. Come on, we're all cool. Everything's fine here. Let's just spread it out the love a little bit. Activate. All right, let's roll Tide. You can block 1. I think we got it. Unless he's got something he's going to do with his 2 mana. I think the numbers are on our side. And we win. And we win. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, yo. All right, playing against Yueh. The mighty. I find in that situation, I don't like the way that the alignment is set up. All right, we got a lot of land, got a Chocobo. All right, we're cool. We're cool. I like what we got. That guy looks pretty chill. All right, no Chocobo. Oh, we're playing Chocobo versus Chocobo, and we're going second. That's not cool. All right, Town Greeter. So last time I played green versus this deck versus green, the same itself. Basically, we're kind of mirror matching. I don't think we have the same cards, but it's a lot of similar stuff. Problem is the person who goes first ends up winning. The question is that can Snakeskin Veil be tricksy enough to win the game for us? Just depends what he tries to do. The problem is I don't have any mana available to do anything tricksy, so that's not going to happen. Trixie! Alright. This guy's cool. We can actually slaughter some guys. Take out his Chocobo. Let's keep it up. We'll drop it again. I'll tell you, we'll spread the wealth a little bit. We'll double up on this guy. And we'll come out. Let's just show Chocobo to Chocobo. Can we go across the board? Looking good. All right, slam it in. Those are some numbers there, big boy. Ooh, he's down to 4. We got Trixie protection going on. I like it. I like it a lot. Pass to attackers. Who's he pull in? You got some sort of weird thing going on? All right, you got one guy, but I don't think that's really going to help out too much. I think we got it. And we win! Potty pants, potty pants. Victory! All right, playing against HiFarGone. HiFarGone. Let's see what we got. Nothing. This comes out 2. We don't have a 3rd yet. This will go get us a land. So we'll hold off a little bit before we go looking for land. But, oh, God, I love the crack dogs. I just wanted to make sure we were going to have 3 mana. It was important to me. It was high on my bucket list of things to do. Are we playing against a Roots deck at this point? Against a 6-eyed cat? Shoop. All right, well, we can start pulling lands from the top of the library. That's good. Whatever, man. You can start ripping from my graveyard, pumping things up. Come on, let's go. There's Roots. That's what he wants. Ooh, he didn't take it. I don't know what his deal is then. Alright, Chocobo. Alright, you're just gonna chump? Of course you're gonna chump. That guy's better in the graveyard than he is on the field. Alright, we've got 4 mana. We'll have 5. We need 7 to activate the Shoopuf. I just gotta let that Ooze do what Ooze wants to do. He's got mana for days. I'm just only do it one time. Still, he could kill the Chocobo I got. I'm coming at you, yo. You're surveilling. What does this do? Green spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If one or more put on a creature, twice that many Popo counters put on a creature instead. That is really nice. Got enough to do all of that. I got 4. I decided to put these out to be able to do it. I can put the 4 out right now. Yeah, come at me, brah. Nope, you're not going to come at me. All right. Just keep going to Crazy Town. I got nothing better to do. Let's put out another. That sounds fine. And all in. Alright, he's down to 15. Does he have guys for? That's the question. Alright, he's got a 5/5 out. Good for him. More Roots going to the graveyard. Okay, we got 5. Let's Earth Crystal it. Drop this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's pop it again. One, 2, 3, and we win the game. That would do. Victory! Alright, so here we are with Chocobo Landfall. It was fun. It was a good deck. It was very simple. It was a good way to just play it. You know, I played a Chocobo deck, I think, when the set first came out for Final Fantasy. It was good. This is an interesting version of it because there's a lot of creature kill, and I really like that, where we have the ability to take out other people's creatures. A lot of fighting going on, but it's not even fights. It's just dealing damage, which is what I really like. How does that happen? Because Bartz does it. Chocobo Kick is a big source of it. Bushwhack is the other source, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I ended up really liking Ride the Shoopuf as well. I like the fact that it was putting out Popo counters, especially when we had out one of those, is it Traveling Chocobo, who doubles up on the amount of times that stuff triggers off. Yeah, that was really, really good. We're just passing around Popo counters like crazy, and then going for like fighting, and then just coming in. Good amount of trample. It was a good like green deck all the way around. And plus it was tribal. So nice. Big time nice. All right, let's add this up. Let's go down to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I'm going to say Sweet Googly. I'm going to say it was probably Traveling Chocobo, just because he doubled stuff up. If a land or bird enters the battlefield, causes a trigger ability of your permanent control to trigger, you trigger it an additional time. That's the value right there. 3's not bad. Plus, you had the ability to play stuff off the top of your library. Yeah, this was your value card right there that really made the deck. It just supercharged the engine of this deck. I mean, the rest of the deck needed what it needed to do, but Traveling Chocobo was the MVP that made this deck happen. So congratulations, Traveling Chocobo. You are today's most valuable player. All right, was this deck competitive? You know what? I got a 67% off of it. I'd say this very much felt like a Platinum Mythic deck. Yeah, I'd say this is a competitive deck. I mean, you're probably not going to be in the top 5 on this kind of thing, but still, if you're looking to play something that's pretty decent, yeah, this is a good deck. I liked it. I thought it did well. Was this deck fun to play? Yeah, I mean, take a look. We got 1, 2, and then it just branches off. Therefore, you're playing everything very quickly at the very beginning. I like a good aggro deck. I like a deck where I'm playing things off the start. I really hated it. Sometimes this deck didn't have anything till 3. That is hard to believe, since there's only like 6 cards that are, 8 cards out of 60 that are above 2 mana. But yes, sometimes I couldn't find these in my opening hand. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yet still, that happens sometimes. But most of the time, yeah, we had lots of things to do in the first couple rounds. It was always good. Always really good. Plus, I think we have a lot of land. Well, that's 24. That's not too much, but it felt like we had a lot of land. I mean, between extra land drops and this, it seemed like we're putting down land like crazy. Plus, popping up because of the landfall deck, we have all these landfall kind of decks in here, or cards, with Escape Tunnel, Evolving Wilds, and Fabled Passage. So every time we did that, we could drop 2 lands per turn, which then get things pumping up like nuts. Yeah, it was a fun deck. It was fun. Was this deck interesting? Well, it was a tribal deck, so yeah, it was interesting. Was it interesting because of anything else? Yeah, I mean, I liked seeing a Chocobo deck, but I enjoyed the creature kicking. I like that quite a bit. I like the fact that we had damage being dealt from your creatures to other creatures, which means you can pin down other people's guys, kill them off, and then keep the board clear for you to be able to swing through. Which is weird, is the fact that we're playing essentially a bird deck. Like none of them had flying. I think these guys are from like New Zealand or Australia, with the non-flying variety of birds. They are very happy looking guys, but they were not big on flying around, I'll tell you that. So anyways, let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, it was. All right, so that makes it into an A+ deck. A+. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice, I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.